What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber, the Pastor, Wilder. He sends a message to Pussy Anthony Joshua ahead of the Dominic Brazil fight. He said the American champion had choice words for the British rival during his media workout. He says the WBC heavyweight king was asked to give a message to the WBA, IBF, and WBO champion just before hitting the pads in front of the attending reporters. While in the ring, Wilder told Joshua, "Don't worry, pussy, I'm coming. You ain't got nowhere to go. Now you want the boogeyman? You want the baddest man on the planet because you ain't got nowhere to go? What about staying in England, yeah? What about my people deserve it, yeah? You were just a big fish in a small pond. Welcome to America, baby. You gon' get what I got for you. You gon' get what's coming. Trust me, don't worry. And when the time comes, don't deny all the offers." The 33-year-old also made additional references to his previous failed negotiations with AJ, claiming he had rejected 5 attempts to make the undisputed fight happen. Okay, let's stop with the 5 attempts. I've already covered that. I'm not talking about that no more. Let's talk about this guy's comments. Okay. Well, the landscape did change. The desire for the WBC belt did get more valuable for Anthony Joshua to come over here instead of staying in England, which a lot of people would have recommended. Because, after all, look at Fury. Look at the Fury fight. Fury did enough at his stage to get a draw, but a lot of people, including myself, felt that he won. And he wouldn't have got that same problem, or he wouldn't have had that same problem in England or in the UK. So that was a decision that I felt that was one of the reasons why Joshua wanted that fight there. Also, he did need it for the fans because Joshua's fan base is in the UK. He has more to lose than Deontay Wilder. Wilder has 1 belt, no endorsements, no name, no real recognition. He didn't at the time. He's doing what he's doing by speaking, believing, receiving. But have you noticed, when did you hear that slogan? Speaking, believing, receiving. When did you hear that first? Last year? Did you hear that? You didn't hear that 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. You didn't hear him say that. That's something that just came out of thin air. Okay? Like a lot of things that I'll cover later that just came out of thin air. Okay? And it's like, oh, well, now you want the boogeyman, as though you haven't wanted to, or like you've been wanting to fight these people or these top guys forever. Obviously, you didn't want it because the moment your quote-unquote pimp said you weren't ready for Vladimir, which was also managing Vladimir, you didn't have shit to say, did you? Even though you were the WBC heavyweight champion of the world with 33-0. See, those type of things people forget. People forget about, when Finkel stepped in. When they asked Wilder, why did you turn down $100 million? Finkel stepped in. Okay? Now, these were all offers. And mind you, he says, hey, don't be rejecting offers when we send them. Well, why haven't you sent any? Any more, supposedly. Or just any. Because that's not a real offer, the $50 million. People should shut up about the $50 million, because the funny thing about it, if you go and you have a conversation with a Wilder fan or one of those LDBC cats, and you try, because I try to actually ask a legitimate question. I don't go there on people's page or channel, I don't go to their platform and try to stir up shit. but I do ask questions. And those type of questions, they don't have answers. They ask questions with a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, well, what do you feel about the 100 million? Why do you think? Well, what did you feel about the 50? Well, I asked you, what did you feel about the 100 million? This is present day progress or attempts to make a fight happen. And honestly, I don't think these guys really want that fight to happen for Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think that's the case. But, however, this tells me that Wilder or his team supposedly plans to send offers to Joshua. Okay? That's what I'm getting for this article. Besides all the pussy and, you wanted to hide in the UK and all this. That's what I'm getting. That's the only thing that we can get to hopefully see this fight one day. But another thing I want to cover. He's calling Joshua a pussy and stuff like that. And I'm like, I remember Joshua really getting pissed at Miller. But you know what Miller did that Deontay Wilder has never done? Never to this day done? He has never confronted Joshua. Ever. But past, present, or future. Ever. He hasn't done that one time. He hasn't went to a Joshua fight. Joshua didn't come to his fight. The last one he went to was the Vlad fight. And you know why Shelly Finkel made that fight? Because they were hoping that Vladimir would beat Joshua. That's the only reason Mr. Pimp, the brain, wanted that fight and got that fight made. Because he wanted Vlad to beat Joshua, and then if he beat Joshua, okay, they can fight for all the belts. Damn with Joseph Parker, because it's not, that can come later on. Anyway, right? They wanted to take Joshua out while he was still young, while they felt, hey, we still got a shot at this kid. Get rid of him now before he becomes a problem later. That's why they wanted that fight, I think, with only 18 pro fights. Go up against Vladimir Klitschko with 50-some KOs. That's why they wanted that fight. That's why Deontay Wilder was there, people. He was there because they thought that Joshua would fall, right? So if he fall, Deontay Wilder then would have, okay, let's get this fight on since I'm the WBC. But since Joshua won, Finkel was like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. It's more to this kid. This kid got his ass dropped in the 6th round, but got up to knock out Vladimir Klitschko. So we better kind of pump the brakes on what our attempts were. So shut up. Shut up, Deontay. We won't say anything right now. It's not time. So Deontay Wilder didn't say shit. Apparently. Obviously. And of course we know he flew back, and after the Stavern wash, then he talks, he can't be ducking me and you can't be ducking me and dodging me no more. But there was nothing ever said. That's why with Deontay Wilder, the words that he says, and I'm imagining shouldn't Joshua be mad? No, Joshua doesn't get mad at words. Joshua gets pissed off at confrontations. And I see that's what Joshua's thing is. If Deontay Wilder really wanted to fight Anthony Joshua like Jarrell Miller did, he would do the things Jarrell Miller done. But that really right there is another reason that I don't think Deontay Wilder really wants that fight. I think he pumps himself up to make a potential fight because he knows that's what everyone wants to see. But he's really focusing on his opponent. Or he should be. I hope he is, for his sake and his team's sake. Because Dominic Breazeale is coming. So, yeah, he's calling Anthony Joshua pussy and all this. You got nowhere to run. We've made fight, all that. Look, at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder, if he really wanted that fight, he acts like he's a king. Be a king. You know what I mean? Anthony Joshua is here. All that shit he went to England to do and say, oh, well, he was a coward and this and that. Come see him. Go see. I would. You know what? If I was Deontay Wilder, I would obey. I would do what Anthony Joshua said. Anthony Joshua said he wants $50 million. He'll fight tomorrow, right? They all of a sudden concocted a deal up, right? Well, he says come see him. after that fight, Deontay Wilder should come see Anthony Joshua. And it should be televised. They should be face-to-face once and for all, right? Once again. I don't even know if they ever were face-to-face. Yes, they were. It just wasn't documented. Because Joshua confirmed it. Like, yeah, he was saying he wants to do the same thing that I'm doing here in England. Okay? So let's stop with, oh, well, you want this and you want that. Deontay Wilder should come see him if he really wants to get up under Anthony Joshua's skin. Because all he's doing now is talking. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's latest comments about Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.